Tutorial on the geocaching app for the Android. This is an Android Droid X phone. You can see that the opening screen takes you to finding a geocache, searching by location, or GC code or trackables also. To enter your information, you put in your username and password. That allows you to log in. Then you have search filters. You can search by just traditional caches, which is basic, or advanced is every cache that's out there. You can hide your own finds. You can change the results 5, 10, 15 to 20. And then you can also change your unit of measure depending on what part of the world you're in. And also the initial, then the initial navigation mode. I choose the map mode initially, but you can also choose the compass mode to go directly to the compass mode if you go to look for a cache. Databases you can put on the SD card. You can also search for GPX files on the SD card and go ahead and bring all those in, such as pocket queries and things like that. Initially, we'll go ahead and search for geocaches. This is a live search, searches for geocaches near your location. As you can see, it brings in both traditionals and puzzle caches. It shows premium member caches if you're a premium member. And then you can also scroll up. You can scroll up. And you can do additional search for more caches. And that'll bring in more than the original 20. You can see puzzle caches. You can see multi-caches. And so we'll search for the closest one. Shows you all your information that you need to know. If there's a hint, the hint will show up as a link, but if there's no hint, then it will be ghosted out. You can look at the description. Shows the full description. And then also you can look at recent logs and show you the recent logs. You can see all the recent logs that are in there. Looks like just 5 for that one. And then if there's photos that are also on the cache page, it'll bring up those photos. And of course with the Android, it will also move the picture to a landscape format as well. So you can look at those in landscape format. You can also take the pictures. Well, that's a small picture. We'll bring it back to regular format. And then if you decide you want to log the cache, you have your log type. You can choose your log type. You can enter your message where you'll get the keyboard. This also will give you a landscape keyboard, which a little bit easier to type on. And then you can either post it automatically as a log, or if you turn it off, it'll save it as a field note. I usually do field notes and then add additional information later. And then by submitting to geocaching.com, that'll send the log either as a field note or directly to the site as a live log. When you navigate to the cache, I have the map chosen first. This will show you what we call the red rubber band, which shows you where the cache is. You can zoom out on this if you want to and look at the area around. You also have regular zooming tools, or you can zoom by using the drag method. You see I have a little bit of EPE here, and the cache appears to be down this little road that's just at the close to where I'm at this point. You can go to the compass. Compass will come up and show me that it's directly behind me, 0.2 miles away, and my accuracy is up pretty high right now, but that's because I have this covered so that it shows well. If I moved out away from a covered area, the accuracy would go up, or the accuracy would go down. And then we can go back to the navigation map. You can also, from here, you can do your location, center in on your location. But if you want to add a waypoint, in case you need to add a waypoint, it gives you the ability to add a waypoint and go to multi-cache locations and then you just change that by typing in data. And you can either add the waypoint, or I'm just going to go back, or use your current location in case you want to mark your car. You can rename it and call it your car or something like that. What that'll do is add, let's go back to that again. If you add a waypoint, it will come in as a flag. Let's find our little flag. There's a little flag now. That's the additional waypoint. You select it and it will go to the waypoint. You can also go back to map mode and change if you want to. Satellite map gives you the ability to look at where you're at using Google Maps. And so you can see I'm in the corner of a parking lot. Cache is down the road near a tennis center near the lake. Back to my street map. So you can pull up caches that way. As you can see, this cache also has a travel bug in it. And if you want, you can look at that inventory. The inventory is not showing at this point. This is version 1.0.2. And so they're still doing additions to it at this point. And you can view on geocaching.com. You can also find nearby geocaches from this location if you want to. And Trackables gives you the ability to search for a trackable item. If you find one, you can look it up while you're at the location. You can also search by location, plugging in a location, or you can search by GC code if you know a GC code and you're trying to look up a cache for whatever reason. You can look it up by GC code. So that's a quick tutorial on the geocaching application. And as different versions come out, they'll add additional features to it, and we'll update this video over time. Also want to add that if you want to, this is showing 60 caches total, and if you want to, you can also show these caches on a map. You can view the query that you have on a map. You can zoom in, you can drag it around. As you can see, I've moved. The little blue dot is where you are. This is where I was before. You can also, again, view the map as a satellite map. And drag it around. And so you also have that ability as well to view all these caches on a map and decide an area that you'd like to go, maybe that has a concentration of caches. Maybe you want to go up here and do caching up there.